Welcome to WHOTUBE, Gallifrey, WHOTUBE, and my Doctor Who DVD collection. So we will begin with Lost in Time, a collection of Orphan Doctor Who episodes, then moving on to William Hartnell's era. So yes, we have got An Unearthly Child, the first Doctor Who story. The Daleks, the first Dalek story. The Age of Destruction, a nice little two-parter. The Keys of Marinus, which I'm yet to watch. The Aztec Special Edition, which I have watched, but I haven't watched it on this DVD yet, but I will get round to it once I've finished watching ones I haven't watched yet at all. Then we do have The Reign of Terror, a nice, purely historical story. Then we have got Planet of Giants, nice little three-parter. I really do like this story, it's a bit of a guilty pleasure. The Dalek Invasion of Earth, yeah, second Dalek story. The Rescue, a very underrated one, and I really like the story. It's one of my favourite William Hartnell stories. Then we've got The Romans, another favourite of mine. Love The Romans. It's my favourite purely historical story. Then we have got The Web Planet, which I haven't watched yet. And yeah, I heard some pretty bad things about this, but you know, I might end up liking it. The Space Museum, which I haven't watched yet, but I have watched The Chase, and I find it very underrated, and find the story absolutely magnificent. A really, really good, strong Doctor Who story. Then we have got The Time Meddler, another purely historical with a little Time Lord twist. Yeah, I do like The Time Meddler. The Ark, which I haven't watched yet, and I haven't even taken out of the seal. And yeah, The Ark. The Gunfighters, yeah, it's okay. The War Machines, absolutely love this story, love the scenery in the story, and it kind of predicts the future with the internet and all that. Then we have got The 10th Planet, William Hartnell's final story as the Doctor, and we're going to kind of revisit this in this year's Christmas special of Doctor Who. The Power of the Daleks, Patrick Troughton's first story, good animation. The Moon Base, yeah, I love this story as well, a great Base Under Siege episode. Then ending this shelf, we do have the Tomb of the Cybermen Special Edition, the first Patrick Troughton I watched, and yeah, really good. Now moving on to the next shelf, we have got The Ice Warriors, first Ice Warriors story. The Enemy of the World, one of my favourite Doctor Who stories of all time. I do absolutely adore this story. The Web of Fear, yeah, another great Doctor Who story. Don't like the telesnaps much in episode 3. The Mind Robber, yeah, another good one. The Invasion, yeah, I love this story as well. Then the Crotons, which is, I believe, my worst Patrick Troughton, but it's not bad. Then we have got The Seeds of Death Special Edition, love this one, it is one of my favourite Ice Warrior stories. The War Games, the end of Patrick Troughton's era, and possibly the best departing story for a Doctor. Absolutely magnificent. Mix of purely historical, mix of sci-fi, mix of monsters, really good. Then we've got Spearhead from Space, which is John Pertwee's first story, and yeah, this is one of my favourite John Pertwee stories. Doctor Who and the Silurians, apart from the name, it is a good story. Then we have got The Ambassadors of Death, which, you know, I find a bit underrated, and yeah, I quite enjoy this story. Then we've got Inferno Special Edition, which I do find a bit overrated, but it's still very good. Then we have got Terror of the Autons with a custom DVD cover. That's because the disc in here is from the Master Collection, which contained Terror of the Autons, so I did a custom DVD cover. So yeah, good story. The Claws of Axos Special Edition. Yeah, another good story with Claws of Axos. Colony in Space, another good one, pretty underrated. The Daemons. Yeah, another good one. I love the Daemons, absolutely gold. Then we have got Day of the Daleks, which I like, and yeah. The Curse of Peladon, which is the first of the Peladon duo, and yeah, I like the Curse of Peladon as well. Then we've got the Sea Devils, which is the first Sea Devil story, and yeah, another Base Under Siege story. I do love it. Then we have got the Mutants, which I find a bit underrated, but it's still not magnificent, really. It's not as bad as everyone says it is. Then we have got the Time Monster, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm sure I'll get around to seeing it. Then finally of this shelf, we have got, we've got the Three Doctors Special Edition, the 10th Anniversary Special of Doctor Who, and finishing this shelf, we have got Carnival of Monsters Special Edition. So moving on to the next shelf now. Starting with Frontier in Space, a good underrated one. Then we have got Planet of the Daleks, which is a letdown from Frontier in Space, but it's still good. Then we have got The Green Death Special Edition, my favourite John Pertwee story. The Time Warrior, Sarah Jane's first story, really need to rewatch it, as I watched it a long time ago, and I just want to revisit this story really. Then we have got Invasion of the Dinosaurs, which I quite like. The CGI effects though on the bonus features are actually worse than the actual thing. They look out of place. Then we have got Death to the Daleks, which underrated one. The Monster of Peladon, which I haven't seen yet. Then we have got Planet of the Spiders. So the only missing John Pertwee story I haven't got would be The Mind of Evil of Patrick Troughton. I am missing The Underwater Menace and the Dominators, and of William Hartnell I am missing The Sensorites. So moving on to Tom Baker, we have got Robot, which I quite like. The Ark in Space Special Edition, which I love. The Sontaran Experiment is alright. Genesis of the Daleks, one of the best Doctor Who stories of all time. Revenge of the Cybermen, which it's alright, I guess. It's not that bad, but it's not really that good, in my opinion. Then we've got Terror of the Zygons, the first Zygon story. Planet of Evil, which I haven't seen yet. Pyramids of Mars, yeah, it's a good one. The Android Invasion, a bit underrated, like this one. The Brain of Morbius, yeah, this story is pretty overrated. A lot of people say it's overrated, but I think it's, underrated, really. Then we've got The Seeds of Doom, brilliant Doctor Who story, again, one of my favourite Tom Baker stories. Then we have got The Mask of Mandragora, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm looking forward to watching as it looks good. The Hand of Fear, Sarah Jane's final classic story, before the target book to the actual episode. Then we have got The Deadly Assassin, yeah, good one, very psychedelic. And finally of this shelf, we have got The Face of Evil, which is not that good, really, in my opinion. Moving on to the next shelf, we have got The Robots of Death, very good, very similar to Voyage of the Damned, actually. Then we have got Horror of Fang Rock, one of my favourite Tom Baker stories, absolutely magnificent story. Love the cover art as well, it's very basic, but yeah, brilliant. The Invisible Enemy, which I like-ish. The effects are good for the time, but the story is a bit not very good, really. Then we have got Image of the Fendile, which I haven't seen yet, but it looks cool. The Sunmakers, which is brilliant in my opinion, and yeah, this story also reminds me of The Voyage of the Damned, as this guy here reminds me of that guy in the wheelchair in Voyage of the Damned, very similar to him, a con man who wants to con out his planet and stuff like that, very similar. Then we have got Underworld, which I haven't seen yet, and what Dr. Forever said about it, I am not really looking forward to it. Then we have got The Invasion of Time, which is alright, I guess. The Reboss Operation, yeah, it's alright, good start to the Key to Time, and yeah, that guy there looks a bit like Mark Gatiss, I've just noticed. Then we have got The Pirate Planet, an underrated one, and I love it, really. The Stones of Blood, now I love this story, and again, a bit like The Brain of Morbius, this story is always called overrated, but I find it good. Then we have got The Androids of Tara, which I love this story, brilliant. The Power of Kroll, which I haven't seen, I just missed this one out, as I wanted to see The Armageddon Factor, which is a brilliant end to The Key to Time, but it basically just scatters The Key to Time again at the end, spoiler alert here, so yeah, sorry about that. Then we have got Destiny of the Daleks. Like the cover art, but the story isn't that good. City of Death. Yeah, City of Death is a bit overrated, but I like the scenery. The Creature from the Pit. I actually like it, The Creature from the Pit. I think a lot of people are put off by the monster, which is very awkward, but you know, like The Creature from the Pit. Then we have got The Horns of Nimon. Yeah, The Horns of Nimon. Shada. Now, Shada, I've only seen the first episode of this, but I have listened to the Paul McGann audio, which I think is brilliant. Then we have got Meglos, which I'm yet to see. Haven't got the Leisure Hive yet. Full Circle. Good start to the E-Space trilogy. State of Decay. The gothic horror. Warrior's Gate. The end of the E-Space trilogy. And finally, Legopolis. So the ones I am missing from Tom Baker's era would be The Talons of Wang Chiang, Nightmare of Eden, and yeah, Keep It of Traken, I think. I'm not missing anything else? No, I don't know. So moving on to the next shelf. We do have Castrovalva, which is the first of Peter Davison's era, and yeah, it's alright. Fort of Doomsday, love this one. Kinder, another good one. The Visitation, yet another good one. Black Orchid, another good one. Earthshock, another good one. And yeah, good departure of Adric in this story, even though he dies. Time Flight. The cover is awful, but I have to say Time Flight is alright. You're gonna kill me for this. Then The Arc of Infinity. Again, I do actually like this story, to be honest. I really like the scenery and really like the plot, so yeah. Snake Dance, which isn't so good, but it does feature matching clones. Mordrin Undead. Terminus, which is not as bad as everyone says it is. Enlightenment. The King's Demons, Introduction to Chameleon, one of my favourite Doctor Who companions of all time. Then we have got The Five Doctors 25th Anniversary Edition. Warriors of the Deep, which I find pretty underrated. The Awakening, which, yeah, it's probably the worst of Peter Davison's era. It has, you know, the first watch, it was alright, but then the second watch, I didn't like it that much. Frontiers, which is another good one. Resurrection of the Daleks, which I like now. I didn't used to like it, but I like it now. Then we have got Planet of Fire. And ending Peter Davison's era as the Doctor, we do have the Caves of Anshazani Special Edition, which I really like now. Then we have got, I'll say, the Twin Dilemma, which, yeah, it's pretty bad. Then we have got Attack of the Cybermen, which I quite like. Then finally, on this shelf, we do have Vengeance on Valor Special Edition, which is probably my favourite of Colin Baker's era. Then moving on to the next shelf, we have got The Two Doctors, which I don't really like. It's probably the worst Colin Baker story, I think. Revelation of the Daleks, which I'm yet to see. Trial of a Time Lord, The Mysterious Planet. Yeah, probably my favourite of the Trial of a Time Lord. Then we have got Mind Warp, Terror of the Vervoids, and The Ultimate Foe. Next we do have Time and Varani. Couldn't get past episode 1 because I was so bored and thought it was so cheesy. So yeah, again. Delta and the Bannerman, which I'm yet to see, but looking forward to watching this one. Paradise Towers, underrated, do actually like it. Dragonfire, another okay one. Remembrance of the Daleks, my favourite Sylvester McCoy story. The Happiness Patrol, which I haven't seen yet. Silver Nemesis, I don't like that one. Greatest Show in the Galaxy, yeah, really like this one. Battlefield, the story I am currently watching, and yeah, it's quite good. Ghostlight, which I haven't seen yet. The Curse of Fenric, which I find pretty overrated, to be honest. It's not that good, in my opinion. Survival, good end to the classic era, but not the end it deserved. the movie special edition, More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS, and the 5 Doctors special edition, the first Doctor Who DVD release. So, missing ones out of this lot, I am only missing Mind Warp, no, not Mind Warp, Time Lash, and Mark of the Rani, and I am also missing the Leisure Hive. So, moving on to the new series stuff. So, onto the new series shelf, starting with the complete first series, which is pretty battered, but now I have Netflix, so I don't really have to watch it. Then we have got Doctor Who Series 2 Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, and Volume 5. Then we have got the complete third series, the complete fourth series, oh, I can't get it stuck, the complete specials, the complete fifth series, the complete sixth series, the complete seventh series. Day of the Doctor, pretty overrated, not really, it's good, but it's not really 50th anniversary special. I do think this would have worked better as a 10th anniversary special of New Who. And the Time of the Doctor. Moving on to the next shelf, we have got the complete 8th series, the complete 9th series, I'm waiting for the complete 10th series. Then we have got the 10 Christmas specials, Series 3 Volume 4, random DVD there, An Adventure in Space and Time, which it's very good indeed, K9 and Company, Girl's Best Friend, Torchwood Series 1, and Torchwood Series 2. My favourite of this box set would have to be Fragments. Torchwood Children of Earth, my favourite Torchwood series. Not got Miracle Day yet, I might get that at some point in time, I've watched them all anyway. Then we have got Invasion of the Bane, the Sarah Jane Adventures complete 4th series, Class Series 1, and in this box set we do have a few discs from the Sarah Jane Adventures complete 2nd series. I don't know what happened to the box set, and there's a couple of box sets there. So yeah, that is it, my Doctor Who DVD collection for August 2017. Goodbye.